Can you explain to me, ladies and gentlemen, why is it that if an individual says that they love dark-skinned women are the most beautiful women on the planet, you will actually get light-skinned women agreeing with you and saying they are? You know why? Because light-skinned and mixed chicks treat dark-skinned women like, you know, the Special Olympics. See, if a person that won 5 medals in the Special Olympics ran up to a person that had 1 medal in the regular Olympics and said, "I'm better than you. I got 5 golds. I got more gold than Trinidad Dane," the person would say, "That is so nice. You're right. You worked hard." Because they feel like you cannot pick on the handicap. Dark-skinned women, you are the world's handicap. People pretend that everything you say is okay because they realize you don't argue with a retarded child.
The clip that you just saw was from a popular YouTube personality, and when we saw this video, it got us thinking about colorism in our community. And as you can see, it is by no means unique to that one person. As you can see, there are examples of this across the net. You could even just Google light skin versus dark skin on YouTube and you can get, I don't even know how many different video results of people debating this. And unfortunately, it seems that there tend to be more people defending why they prefer lighter skin to darker skin.
Have you noticed that whenever they show black women with natural hair on commercials, it's usually the mixed one with the curly locks? You know, the Cree Summers, those. Whenever they show you, you got a hair hat on. Why is that? When you see little dark-skinned girls having to beat up light-skinned girls, what does that tell you? You don't ever hear a light-skinned woman walk around and say that dark-skinned girl thinks she all that. You never hear that. Why? Why do you never hear a light-skinned girl say a dark-skinned girl thinks she pretty? Ask a dark-skinned woman how she was treated as a young girl and as an adult now.
Like when people talk about this preference, they normally will say something, you know, like what you just heard. Well, then how come you see light-skinned women on the cover of magazines? How come you see apparently dark-skinned women picking fights with lighter-skinned women? Or how come you see the product of, I guess, this light-skinned love? You can ask those questions, but you have to look at, well, you kind of have to look at the answers for those questions.
The whole point is, by asking questions, that's not evidence of shit, okay? Just point blank. When you keep on saying, well, why is this that way? He assumes as if just because that's the way things are, then it's right.
Why do you feel like it's your job to control another man's opinion on what he'd like to put his penis in?
I feel like anybody who fell for this little trick he was trying to pull has to be somewhat ignorant, because he was trying to come off as, like, you know, he's being attacked, he's being judged and criticized and trolled because people don't agree with his taste in beauty, and it had nothing to do about it.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion and their own taste with people. Everybody is.
But when you make a point to bash and demean someone over trivial stuff, that's when people are going to criticize you. And when you post something on the internet, it's open to public scrutiny.
It's upsetting when, you know, you hear beautiful, talented women like Brandy and like Kelly Rowland talking about the struggle they had finding work in the entertainment industry in this role, and even coming to grips with their own skin color and their own beauty. Hearing about their insecurities, you know, it puts into perspective just how deep this problem goes.
That's the reason why Beyonce's doing blackface and Zoe Saldana is playing Nina Simone. It's utterly ridiculous if you look at it. If you see how stupid they look with this painting on their face, it's just
yeah,
ratchet.
I'm sure that the people who are watching this video don't really need to have a history lesson right now, but it's always worth mentioning, well, the way things were hundreds of years ago. Obviously, since times of slavery, lighter skin has been put up on a pedestal, quite literally. Obviously, back in the day, the slaves who were lighter skinned would almost always get domestic work. They would normally be in the house, still slaves, but treated slightly better, while the darker slaves are thought to be stupider, thought to be more like animals.
I think that the dark-skinned girls documentary is something that is definitely worth watching for anyone. And it's kind of saddening to see what effect that it has on women. You know, they make comments like, you know, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, which is atrocious.
That is never a compliment.
Colorism is not something that is just unique to the black community. I think that it's the most prevalent than any other race, but it's definitely seen in other races as well. I think the worst thing I saw was this clip of this Indian woman, and she goes into this store and this lady's like, hey, you're gonna have this magic cream, and not only does it transform her skin, but her hair is lightened and her eyes are lightened too, and it's like, yay, now you could be a white girl.
अरे सुधा, ये तेरे चेहरे को क्या हुआ? हाँ? तुम्हें चाहिए 9X।
You shouldn't be, nor do you have to be dark-skinned, nor to see this as an issue. This isn't just a dark-skinned woman issue, this is an everybody issue. And I feel like it's something that we have to address, because if we don't, it's something that won't go away. Obviously, one video or one response isn't going to be able to erase centuries of colorism and Eurocentric beauty, but as long as we talk about it, we can at least try to think of ways to somehow make this better. It isn't right to devalue our sisters or anybody based on the color of their skin. And it seems like, well, it's almost like a terrible cyclical cycle.
So, I want to close with, beauty is subjective, nobody's opinion is fact, and you're entitled to any opinion or any preference that you want, but don't bash other people, please. Just don't do it.
And it's funny because I ain't gonna lie, pretty much all the dudes I know, they really don't like dark women. And it's just like weird to me. It's like, where did this come about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really met too many girls that like dark niggas. Most of the girls be like, I like light skin. Like, just for instance, and this is getting passed down to the younger generation as well, because I was in the car, I was taking my sister and her friends to the teen center, and they all 13, 14, whatnot. And I was just being dumb. I was like, so what type of dudes y'all go for? I'm just curious. I'm just asking my sister and them. The girl in the back, I like light-skinned dudes with the curly hair. I'm like, damn, shit, nigga, she dark as hell and her hair nappy as fuck. So you too good to date the dark niggas. What the fuck? Like, it's shit funny to me. It's shit starting from little kids and grow up with that mindset. It's sad, man, but we gotta stop this, man. We all beautiful, man, for real.
I'm looking for a girl tonight. Sexy comes in any color. It doesn't matter shape or size.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Steph Jones, and I wanted to come to y'all today to talk about something that's been near and dear and heavy on my heart, and that is dark skin women, dark skin in general. But so basically, I'm gonna just go right into the story. I was at this barbecue, and I was having a conversation with this dude, and I pointed out how beautiful this girl was that was sitting on the couch. And the way he was describing her was as if he had so much hatred, and she was clearly a dark-skinned woman, and he had so much hatred in his heart for dark-skinned women. I'm like, why do you sound like that? He was like, I can't stand dark-skinned women, blase, blase, blase. And he was going on and on and on, and my heart started boiling. I was like, yo. I was like, this is what I don't understand. I said, you are disrespecting your mama and a lot of your family and half of my family. And what made it even worse is that he was darker than the girl that I was pointing at.